All right, y'all. This is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 7, episode 3. So, Mimi, she meets up with Stevie J at a bar, and although Mimi doesn't like to get involved in Stevie J's business, she's going to get involved anyway on behalf of Estelita because he cannot continue to treat women in such a way. So, um, she, is asking him about Estelita, like, what's going on with that situation, and he's calling her like a subpar artist or whatever, and she's like, but did you tell her that Erica was going to be the new face of the Danger Zone and this, that, and the third, and Stevie is like, I mean, Erica is, young and she's fresh and all this other stuff. And I was like, I mean, Erica ain't no spring chicken in this business, but okay. I'm just saying. But anyways, so Mimi is like, but did you bring her to, Estelita's studio session or whatever? And Stevie claims that he did that to kind of light up a fire under Estelita's ass to let her know that, hey, it's other artists out here besides you. You know what I'm saying? That could get the job done or whatever. And Mimi is like, now that was messy as fuck because you knew that them girls had issues with one another at the time and everything. And he's like, listen, she can go off and do what she want to do or whatever. She cool with just doing IG bookings and club appearances or whatever, then hey, but I'm still gonna get that 30% regardless. And I'm like, oh Lord, here he go with that 30% and everything. And she's like, well, did y'all do any, did y'all do anything or whatever? And he's like, I mean, I let her play with the beefcake or whatever. And he tries to put it all on her as if, she sought him out instead of it being the other way around and everything. And Mimi is like, did you sleep with Erica? And he's like, nah, we ain't do nothing or whatever. And she's like, has it been on your mind to try to sleep with Erica? And he's like, listen, I was looking at her pictures or whatever, and I was trying to understand why she ain't do no swimsuit calendar. I can't do the face that he be doing, but y'all know how he do. But anyways, Mimi is like, well, listen, you need to get your shit together and get your train back on track. I'm like, don't you mean his bus? So then we have Jessica, and she's with her boo Sean, and she suspects that she's pregnant. That's the real reason why that she wasn't drinking at Spice's event or whatever. You guys remember she lied and told the girls that she was doing like this detox or whatever, but she really thinks that she's pregnant. And so while they're waiting for like, their test results and everything, Jessica is talking about how she hasn't really talked to her mom or whatever. And you guys remember that she did mention sometime last season that, just like Tommy, her and her mom have a rocky relationship as well or whatever, and but she knows that if she is pregnant, she is going to need her mom to be there and everything. So she also talks about how, well, they also talk about how, Sean is about to go back into the league and everything, and, how she got to do what she got to do as far as her music career is concerned, and it's just a lot. And so, but they got each other's backs and everything. He got her, she got him. They look at the test results, and of course she's pregnant, which we all heard about, in the blogs or whatever. So congratulations to you, Jessica and Sean. Just hoping for I'm not even sure how far along she is at this point, but just hoping for a great pregnancy, great delivery, and all of that. So yeah, congratulations to you guys. So then we have Erica and Estelita. They meet up with Spice or whatever because Estelita needs some advice about Stevie J and how to get out this contract with him. So, Estelita is saying to Spice, I like how you're not judgmental and everything. You're all about girl power or whatever, and, whereas with other people, they be like, did you mess with Stevie or whatever? And then that's when she was like, I mean, yeah, I did mess with him and everything. And then that's when, Spice and Erica, they was like, say what now? You did what? You know what I'm saying? And, Erica's like, so you lied when I asked you and everything. And Estelita is like, listen, I didn't want to own up to it at the time or whatever, you know. And she was like, "Yeah, we did something before, you know, a contract was even involved or whatever, and he doesn't know how to separate business with pleasure, and you know, he thinks if you have sex with him one time that he owns you or something like that." Do y'all believe that Estelita only had sex with him one time? I'm kind of side eyeing that, but I mean, okay, that's what she want to go with, you know. But anyway, so Spice tells her you shouldn't have signed that contract or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Estelita, you know, she goes into, you know, the stuff that she done been through growing up, how she's the youngest out of 20 kids. She was raped by 5 guys, and then her dad also sexually molested her. He died when she was 9 years old, and she didn't even cry because he wasn't a father to her. Her mom, you know, died at some point, you know, from cancer and everything. But, you know, she's a survivor. She ain't, you know, she ain't a victim. She's a survivor. You know what I'm saying? And, she says that Stevie was the only man who believed in her when he saw her. And I'm just like, oh my God. When she said that Stevie was the only man who believed in her, I'm like, this got Jocelyn written all over it. I'm just like, I mean, come on, Mona. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you know? Yeah, it just, I mean, when she said that Stevie was the only man who believed in her, it just really sounded, I just heard Jocelyn coming out of her when she said that. I was just like, anyways, so, and if he believed in you that much, he wouldn't even be taking you through all this bullshit. So, yeah, I don't understand why. That's the manipulation. You know, whatever. So, anyways, then we have Tokyo. And, you know, her dude comes over, you know, her dude Tobias, he comes over or whatever, and he's moving in some boxes for her or whatever. And, she's telling him about the situation with, you know, Sierra's employee dropping like them bombs on her about, you know, Shooter having a 2-year-old floating around here and then having another one on the way. You know what I'm saying? And, her boyfriend is just like, wow, that's crazy, you know, but you don't need to be, you know, caught up in all that mess or whatever. And, you know, he was like, you need to be focused on the music and everything. And she talks about how, you know, she's out here with her manager right now until her apartment is ready or whatever, you know, and he's like, well, shit, you could have stayed with me and everything. And she's like, now, you know, I do not want to play house with you and everything. And we find out that she's still a virgin. I'm like, oh, this is something new, Mona. But no, you know, she says that she's still a virgin. I mean, she's not planning on waiting until she get married or anything like that. She just wants to, you know, lose it when she feels like the vibe is right and everything. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, you know, I gotta be the first to get it or whatever. And she's like, this is not a motherfucking contest here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want this shit to be natural, okay? So, you know, that's that between them. I got a shifty feeling about that Tobias dude, especially with him saying, you know, I got to be the first to get it, as if he don't plan on sticking around after he get it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so then we get Sierra and BK. You know, he's giving her like this massage or whatever, and their dynamic or relationship, whatever you want to call it, is kind of weird because it's like they're supposed to be best friends, but then it's seeming like that they're trying to shoot for more. And you know, and I guess obviously because of the fact that, you know, she's not divorced yet, it is kind of probably stopping them from doing, you know, more. But you know, he's giving her like a foot massage or whatever. She tells him about what happened at the shop and everything, and he's asking again about the status on her divorce, and she's still saying that, you know, everything is coming to a close soon or whatever. And BK is kind of concerned because he's wondering if, you know, he's a rebound and everything, and why does she care about, you know, Shooter having like, you know, other babies out here. And it's kind of like, I mean, didn't she say she was with him since she was 19? I mean, you don't lose feelings for somebody that quick, especially when you're married to them, and then even though y'all going through y'all divorce, you hear some shit like that. Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't be in their feelings? You probably be in your fucking feelings too. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you know, he was like, well, enough of that. I don't really want to talk about that too much. Let's go somewhere. Let's go to like New York, or let's go to like, Florida or something. And she's like, no, I don't really want to be out in the cold and everything. So, let's go to Florida, let's go to Miami or whatever. So they make plans to go to Miami. So, we have Mimi. She's helping her girlfriend Ty, and I called her Tamara in the first episode because her real name really is Tamara, but since they call her Ty, or whatever, I'm gonna call her Ty. So she's helping Ty out with her pop-up shop. And Dime shows up. She's not really ready to tell everybody yet that she's pregnant. She's trying to, wait for a little bit before she makes an announcement. Carly and Tokyo, they show up. Carly is introducing everybody to Tokyo and everything. Dime lets them know, hey, I'm having like this video shoot coming up and I want you guys to be there. And Tokyo was like, even me. And, Jessica like, yeah, girl, you could be there too or whatever. So they're asking about Sierra and why she isn't there. And, Carly is like, listen, Sierra has been going through a lot. And Mimi is like, even more than what we know about. And Carly is like, yeah, Carly and Tokyo, they, in but so many words, they pretty much let them know about the alleged kids that Shooter been shooting up in everybody or whatever, and so they was like, oh wow, like, yeah, that's crazy and everything. And so Dime is like, well, shit, where's Melissa at or whatever, and everybody just kind of looking around like, and I think somebody had told, Tokyo had asked, like, who's Melissa and everything, and they let her know, like, that's Carly's friend or whatever, this, that, and the third, and, Dime had asked, well, why didn't you bring her, or something like that, and Carly is like, I don't think it would be the appropriate thing to, bring her to Ty's event or whatever. I'm like, Carly talking about things being appropriate and inappropriate? The messy ass Carly? I said, okay, now let me find out, but yeah, so Dime is like, I didn't know that there was any tension and everything, and Ty is like, why would it be, you know what I mean? And Dime is like, shoot, that's what I want to know or whatever. And Mimi is like, well, I did see Melissa, recently and everything, and we agreed to be cordial with one another, And so Dime, she's like, listen, my wedding is coming up. I want y'all to be there. I want her to be there. I don't want there to be no issues, but Dime feels as though she has to take matters into her own hands because she don't really believe Mimi in the whole that, they cordial thing, because y'all know how Mimi do, So anyways, she say one thing, but her facial expression means, the complete opposite. But anyways, we have Erica and Estelita, they're at Jazzy Faye's, little boot camp thing. Tommy, she ends up showing up, but she had to, of course, get her drink on before she showed up. Like, she saw what they was doing. Like, pretty much she waited towards the end or whatever to, show up or whatever, because she had, she kind of previewed and saw what they was doing beforehand, exercises and stuff like that. And she was like, I'm too cute for all that. So I went and got me a cocktail and everything. I'm just like, you bring a cocktail to a boot camp. Okay, so, just can't put the goddamn cup down for 2.5 seconds, I guess. But anyways, so, he brings in like this vocal coach or whatever, and she has them doing like, breathing exercises or whatever. Estelita, she sounded a mess. I don't even remember what Erica sounded like, but I don't think I was really too impressed with her either, you know what I mean? But, yeah, Estelita sounded a mess, and, Tommy was like, Estelita just need to stay in the background. She could be like an ad-libber or something because, the child can't sing. You know what I'm saying? And when Tommy does, the little exercise from like the vocal coach or whatever, she gets like an awesome from the vocal coach and everything. And so, the girls go to talk or whatever, and Tommy is like, so Estelita, what's up with you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so Estelita lets Tommy know what's been going on with Stevie, considering that Tommy been knowing Stevie the longest out of all of them. So Estelita is like, she signed that same 5-year contract that Jocelyn had signed with Stevie or whatever, and how she got to give him 30% of everything that she does, and this, that, and the third. And she's like, listen, if he gives me a good single or whatever, I might consider still working with him. And it's just like, who is the last person that Stevie gave like a #1 single to? And why are you still considering to work with him when he's sitting up here being on some pimp type of shit with you? Like, oh my God, child, I cannot. But anyway, so Erica thinks that Estelita should check him. So then we have Sierra. She's with Carly and everything. She got a phone call about her stepson, who is he was only 20 years old, and I think I remember hearing about this on the blogs. He got into, like, I guess some type of argument or whatever with somebody, and the person ended up shooting him and everything, this, that, and the third. And Jock, he's also there, so they're having like the funeral for him. Jock, he's also there to show his support. And of course Sierra, that being her stepson, that being Shooter's son, of course, regardless of what they going through, she was there to show her support as well. Just very sad. You know what I'm saying? It's always sad. Like I've told you guys plenty of times before. It's always sad to hear about people in my age, group or whatever, dying, and we're getting killed or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just because we just our lives is really just beginning. Being in our 20s or whatever. So it's just really an unfortunate thing. But yeah, I just send my condolences out to Sierra, Shooter, and their families or whatever. So then we have Dime. We're at her video shoot. She's throwing up or whatever, but and of course she's like in the bathroom throwing up, so nobody sees her and everything. But despite the pregnancy or whatever, she's going to still handle her business or whatever. Carly, she couldn't make it, but Mimi and Ty, they make it or whatever. And Tokyo ends up being there too. Melissa ends up showing up or whatever, but she didn't know that Ty was going to be there. Had she known, she wouldn't even have came. You know what I'm saying? And she feels as though that things were just getting hot with Ty and Mimi when her and Mimi's situation came to a close, and she feels as though Ty kind of made Mimi choose between them two. So so Dime is just kind of like, so y'all don't have like a friendship or whatever. Y'all don't have like because Mimi is telling her like, I mean, we're cordial and everything, whatever, whatever. And Dime is like, y'all don't have like a hey, how you doing type of relationship or whatever. And Melissa is like, I mean, nah, it's whatever at this point and everything. And I just Dime being kind of messy, because it's just like, I don't really understand why it's necessary for them to have to speak to one another if they're at an event. They don't have to talk to each other. Melissa could be on one side of the room, Ty and Mimi could be on the other end, and not say mum's the word to you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't understand the point of this whole situation right here. I just really didn't, because it really is just unnecessary. But but yeah, like I said, Melissa is saying, I mean, it's whatever, what Mimi feels comfortable with or whatever, that's cool. And Ty is like, I mean, what does that even mean, And Mimi is like, it means that we're cordial because now that me and you are together and you're uncomfortable, and Ty is like, why would I be uncomfortable or whatever? And, Dime, she's like, Dime had said something, and Ty was like, well, were they good friends or were they fucking? I was like, a combination of the two, but Melissa is like, listen, we were good friends or whatever. And then Dime is like, sometimes friends drift into things or whatever. And Ty's like, I don't fuck none of my friends. I said, ooh, I feel you on that one, Ty. Okay. Dime, she's like, okay, well, this is kind of getting awkward. Let me, go over here. So her and Tokyo, no, I'm sorry, no. Dime just leaves. Tokyo was still sitting there. So, Melissa is like, listen, there's nothing between us. We're just friends. Ty is like, well, I don't think Mimi really considered you a friend or whatever. And Melissa's like, oh, you did, Mimi? And Mimi is like, I said we were, cool and everything. And, Melissa's like, listen, I'm not even gonna put her on the spot right now. We were friends and everything, and Ty's like, so y'all didn't stop being friends because of me, right, or whatever. And Melissa's like, well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. And Ty is like, that's what Mimi told you or whatever. And Melissa's like, that's what I know. And then Ty is like, well, you don't know her that well or whatever. And Tokyo, she jumps in. I said, okay, newbie. She jumps in and she's like, y'all friends that, cross the line or whatever. So it's not innocent no more. And, Ty is like, and Ty is like, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And, Ty is like, listen, if me and Mimi wasn't together, you would want to be with her and everything. And, Melissa just feels like, listen, it just seems like you're trying to have like a pissing contest with me right now, and it's just really unnecessary. And Ty is like, I don't have contests. And, Melissa is like, listen, we don't have any issues. She loves you. She loves you. That's great. But when she doesn't love you no more, oh well, you know what I'm saying? Like as if, Mimi just going, toss, Ty to the side, when she can't benefit from Ty, no more or something like that. At least that's how, Melissa tried to make it seem like when she had said that. But anyway, so Melissa and Tokyo, they like, listen, let's go find Dime. So then Mimi and Ty, they have conversation, and Mimi is like, what's the issue here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because she feels as though like, what's the difference between me saying that we're cool and what's the difference between me saying that we're cool and we're friends or whatever. And I didn't understand the whole situation because I just felt like the whole shit was stupid. Ty seems like she's annoyed or whatever, but she says that they good or whatever, and Mimi is like, you're so full of shit, and walks away. And I'm just like, oh my god. The whole situation was stupid, y'all. I really didn't understand. I didn't understand. All of it was, the whole scene was just unnecessary, But anyway, so then we have Sierra and Tokyo. Tokyo comes to see Sierra after hearing about her stepson or whatever, and Sierra is like that, he will always call her to check up on her, like that was like her kid too and everything. And she was in Miami with Brasco at the time, but her homegirl Brittany, called her and told her about, Shooter's son getting killed and everything, this, that, and the third. And, she's saying how BK has been there every step of the way or whatever. And, how she tried to be there for Shooter, like she paid for like the after service or whatever, but he has been kind of like pushing her away after that, you know what I'm saying? So, she hasn't even bothered to try to confront him about the baby rumors because pretty much it's not the right time, and she just kind of gets emotional because she just been going through so much, and her and Tokyo, they hug and everything. So then we have Stevie, and he's working with just Brittany. And I'm assuming this is the same Brittany that Sierra was talking about, being her homegirl or whatever. And you guys, if you watch that show Sign, just Brittany was on that show. And she ended up getting some type of deal with Rick Ross or whatever. And so, yeah, Stevie's trying to work with her, trying to manage her or whatever, and he's saying how Rick Ross put him onto her or whatever. I said, oh, so y'all good now after that whole little, situation you tried to have with him because of the picture he took with Jocelyn? I'm like, so y'all cool now, But anyways, so Erica and Estelita, they show up, but before they go in, Erica is kind of giving Estelita like this little, pep talk. And, she's telling her, don't show no signs of weakness and everything because that's how he's going to get to you or whatever. So, after that, they walk in, they see just Brittany. And Estelita is pretty much like, did you forget that you made me the first lady of Danger Zone and this, that, and the third? And it seems like you want to sign everybody. And Stevie is like, I mean, I could work with multiple artists at once. And I'm like, he got a point there because y'all know how we always say how these broads be coming up in here acting like as if a person only supposed to work with them and not nobody else. But Estelita is like, listen, we're not going to move forward if you're not going to, put in the work or whatever to help me. And, Stevie is just like, listen, I see the potential in you, or whatever. It's just going to take time. And, Stevie, he involves Brittany and he's like, Brittany, did this happen for you overnight? And she's like, nah, it took hard work and time. It didn't come from, fucking, Ned nigga to, get to the top. And, Erica Estelita looking like, who said anything about fucking? And even I was just kind of looking like, yeah, who said anything about fucking? Unless, Stevie told her that him and Estelita did something, or Mona, you know what I'm saying? Because, other than that, yeah, who said anything about fucking? You know what I'm saying? So you got something you want to tell us? Did you do something with Rick Ross? You know what I'm saying? So, Erica, she whispers, see, they only say that, when they're guilty of it or whatever. So, Erica, she kind of starts going in on Brittany or whatever because, Brittany was like, I just wanted to make that clear and everything. Erica's like, well, let's be clear on your shoe size because, and Brittany is like big enough to fit in your mouth or whatever. And Erica is like, okay, so why does it look like your feet are hanging out of your shoe? Okay, and Erica is calling her outfit a Fashion Nova outfit, and Brittany like, this ain't from Fashion Nova. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, the outfit did look like it could be from Fashion Nova. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with Fashion Nova, and Erica, you probably wear Fashion Nova too, so like, okay, I'm just saying, so Erica is sitting up here saying how it looked like she got a yeast infection on her face and all this other stuff, and Stevie is like, this is my bus, and whatever, and Brittany is like, get these bitches out my session, so Stevie gets them out or whatever, and that was the episode, y'all. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, y'all, bye.